The Defiant, and I need to find a name for it. I haven't decided really what I want to do yet. I want to do a Mako, but I may do another ship like the Tang. Just depends on whatever floats my fancy at the moment, because we like to make different ships of the fleet. But last I left off, I sprayed the whole thing with a dark gray primer, and then I went back in with Model Master Acrylics Duck Egg Blue, and I thinned it down to really, really thin. And I like to do layer coats, just one light coat after another, and build it up. And with the dark background on the model, it makes the panels do a little shading. It changes the hue of it, so you got different effects, and it keeps the panel lines a little bit dark. That way you don't have to add like a wash and do all the panel lines. It's already done for you. But I did that on the top and the bottom. And you don't really have to be, since this has got a whole lot of, I call it Aztec decals, which are panel decals. You can, after you spray it, you can go dark, light, depending. You can see where it's light on one side, darker on the other. That way, when you put panel decals on, it'll change the appearance of it, and it'll just make it a tad bit different than everyone else's. But one thing I did do is I took a filter wash and did the darker areas of the ship, and I think that popped it out just right. I got to go back in and with a toothpick and get the mask off, but I'm going to wait till I get the decals on and a sealer, just in case anything may craze or anything like that. But anyway, but first, after we got that done, I sprayed it all with some Future, just so I could apply decals. Got my fancy I call it my decal rag, and we're ready to start decals. I got a few decals on. I always like to start on the bottom and then finish that and then flip it and work my way on the top. It's usually the way I like to do things. Decals, they are pretty decent. Not too thick, not too thin. They basically, once you put them in water, they come right off. I mean, just really great decals. They are transparent, so they do... I want to say alter the paint, but they do show through just right, give different panel colors, so we are good to go on that. Very little solution to get them to snug fit, and I think they are A-okay. So anyway, looking forward to continue on with that, which I have a decal rule. I basically put 2 to 3 decals on a day, and I usually do it either early in the morning or right before you go to bed. Put on a couple decals, that way they're good and dry, and you're not hurried, and you don't have one on your thumb when you look down. But anyway, I've had that a few times. But anyway, decal duty is starting on the Defiant, the rocket mouse. So I'm not jumping, but I got to get all the, I call it the work part of the kit. I haven't put the framework in the hull, but so I started on the arms and the brackets for the road wheels. 24 of them. I did that, and I basically got an hour involved. I just take one morning with a cup of coffee and just snipped them all out and made an assembly line. But I did get them all cut out. I got to go back in with Mr. Sanding Stick, and I got to sand down just a little bit of the nubs off where I cut them off the sprue real quick. A lot of it you're not going to see, but anyway, I wanted to get them all assembled, and did get that. The bracket, need 12 of those. I got them cut out, and I started on assembling those, which are the little wheels that go on there. And my next thing is to put the little, there's 4 brackets that go on there, so I got to cut them out. I want to do that today, and then hopefully, once I get that done, I can finish up the wheels. That's the boring part. And the beauty thing about this is once you get all the multi-piece parts, and you come over here to step 3, and you can't see none of it, and then when you get to step 4, you put the side skirts on, and you really can't see none of it. So I know why they make multi-part kits, but if you're not going to see it, unless you wanted to keep it without the side armor, I could understand that. But if you're going to glue the armor on, you can't see it. I think they should always have like another little option, But anyway, that's just me. But anyway, the rocket mouse is starting to take shape. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We are trying to start the Rocket Mouse road wheels, and decal duty begins on the Defiant. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.